A lot of people assume that weak eyesight is just part of getting older, something you are supposed to accept, manage, and quietly live with. You wake up and your eyes feel dry. You rub them, blink a few times, and hope the haze clears. You look across the room and the edges of things seem softer than they used to. Street lights at night spread into halos. Screens feel harsher. Reading small print takes more effort than it did even a year ago. So you start telling yourself the same thing millions of people say. This is just aging. This is normal. This is what happens. But here is the truth. The truth most people are never really told in a calm, clear way. Your eyes do age, yes. But blurry vision, tired eyes, scratchiness, trouble focusing at night, and that washed-out feeling in the morning are not always random and unavoidable. Very often, they are connected to how well your eyes are being nourished, protected, and repaired, especially while you sleep. That is the part almost nobody talks about. During the night, your body is supposed to restore what the day wears down. Your eyes are no exception. And if that overnight repair process is not getting what it needs, the slow damage keeps building. That is why so many people ask the same question again and again. Why are my eyes getting worse, even though I am trying to take care of them? Why do they feel more tired, more sensitive, and less reliable than they used to? And is there anything simple and natural I can do before bed that may actually support healthier vision instead of just covering up symptoms? Here is the hard truth. Most people only think about eye health once they notice a problem. Then the usual routine begins. Eye drops for dryness, new glasses, brighter lights in the house, more screen zoom, maybe even expensive appointments and procedures. And while some of those tools absolutely have their place, many of them are reacting to the problem after it has already been building for months or years. They help you manage the result. They do not always address the quiet stress happening deep inside the eye tissue itself. Now here is the good news, and this is the part I really want you to hear. What you eat in the evening may matter far more than most people realize. Certain fruits contain compounds that can help support hydration, circulation, antioxidant defense, and the delicate structures your eyes depend on to stay clear and comfortable. And when those nutrients are timed properly, especially before sleep, you may be giving your eyes a better chance to do the repair work they are already trying to do on their own. And here's what surprises almost everybody. The number one fruit on this list is not rare. It is not expensive. It is not some trendy powder or miracle supplement. In fact, many people walk right past it every single week without realizing it may be one of the most useful bedtime fruits for supporting healthy eyes. My name is Dr. Arthur Mark, and I have spent years helping adults understand practical, evidence-aware ways to support their health through nutrition, habits, and informed daily choices. Today, I am going to walk you through 7 fruits people often overlook, explain why they matter for the eyes, and show you how to use them the right way before bed. Before we jump in, I would love to know where you are watching from right now. Drop your city or country in the comments below. We have people here from all over the world who care deeply about protecting their vision and staying independent as they age. And one important reminder before we begin. Everything I share here is educational. It is not a substitute for personal medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have sudden vision changes, pain, flashes, floaters, severe dryness, or any ongoing concern about your eyesight, please speak with a licensed eye care professional. Your vision is too important to ignore. Now let us count down from number 7. Number 7 is orange. Most people think of oranges as a fruit for immunity, colds, or maybe breakfast. They do not usually think about them at night, and they definitely do not think about them as an eye support food. But that is a mistake. One of the biggest reasons eyes feel strained and vulnerable with age is oxidative stress. Day after day, your eyes are exposed to light, screens, pollution, dryness, and normal metabolic wear. Over time, that constant pressure can leave the tissues of the eye more irritated and less resilient. Oranges matter because they bring in a strong dose of vitamin C, and that nutrient plays a meaningful role in protecting the structures of the eye from oxidative wear. Vitamin C also supports the health of tiny blood vessels, and those tiny vessels matter because your eyes rely on steady circulation to stay nourished. If circulation is sluggish and inflammation is running quietly in the background, your eyes may feel heavier, less sharp, and slower to recover. There is also a comfort factor here. Many people wake up with dry, tight, or tired eyes and assume that is just how mornings are now. But when the body goes into sleep slightly underhydrated and slightly undernourished, the eyes often feel that strain first. An orange in the evening can support hydration, while also delivering protective nutrients that help your tissues handle the next day more effectively. How do you use it? Keep it simple. Eat 1 medium orange about 90 minutes before bed. Not with a heavy meal, not drowned in sugar. And here is the pro tip. Do not strip away every bit of the white pith. That soft white layer contains additional beneficial plant compounds that Most people throw out without thinking. It is not glamorous, but it is useful. Number 6 is mango. Sweet, soft, satisfying, and far more relevant to eye health than most people realize. When people hear the phrase healthy eyes, one of the first nutrients that comes to mind is vitamin A, and for good reason. Vitamin A is deeply involved in the normal function of the retina, especially in low light. When your intake is poor over time, night vision can feel less dependable, and your eyes may become more prone to dryness and surface irritation. Mango is valuable because it contains beta-carotene, which your body can convert into vitamin A as needed. It also brings vitamin C and other antioxidant compounds into the picture, which means it is not doing just one job. It is helping support multiple layers of eye health at once. For people who notice they are more sensitive to bright headlights, or who feel their eyes take too long to adjust between light and dark, this is the kind of nutrition worth paying attention to. There is another reason mango works well in a nighttime routine. It is satisfying without feeling overly heavy when eaten in a moderate portion. That matters because the goal here is not to go to sleep on a full stomach. The goal is to give your body useful material to work with while you rest. How do you use it? About half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of ripe mango 45 to 60 minutes before bed is enough. And here is the tip most people miss. Pair it with just a few nuts, maybe walnuts or almonds. A small amount of healthy fat can help your body absorb carotenoids more effectively, which means your eyes may get more of the benefit from the exact same fruit. Number 5 is kiwi. Small, easy to ignore, and surprisingly powerful. Kiwi contains vitamin C, yes, but that is only part of the story. It also provides lutein and other compounds that help support the retina and protect the eye from light-related stress. For people who spend hours around screens or artificial lighting, that matters more than ever. One reason kiwi is such a strong bedtime option is that it is often well tolerated and naturally refreshing without being overly heavy. There is also some interest in kiwi because of how it may support sleep quality in certain people. And if your sleep is shallow or broken, that matters, because the eyes do not repair well when the whole body is stuck in poor quality rest. Think about what many adults experience now. They wake up and their eyes feel sticky. Reading feels harder first thing in the morning. By evening, they are tired again. That cycle often becomes the new normal, but the eyes are living tissue. They respond to stress, but they also respond to support. Kiwi is one of those quiet foods that can fit into a routine without much effort and still pull real weight. How do you use it? 2 kiwis about an hour before bed works well for most people. Golden kiwi is often a little gentler and sweeter, while green kiwi gives you more tartness. Either can work. And here is the pro tip. Eat it on its own, not mixed into a sugary dessert. If you bury beneficial fruit under ice cream, syrup, and heavy toppings, you are changing the whole effect. Number 4 is blueberries. This one has a strong reputation already, but most people still underuse them. Blueberries are rich in anthocyanins, those deep blue and purple pigments that help protect plant tissue, and may also help protect your own tissues from oxidative stress. For the eyes, that matters because the retina is especially vulnerable to damage from oxidation over time. People often think eye decline happens in one big dramatic moment. Usually it does not. More often, it happens as a slow accumulation of microscopic stress, tiny insults, tiny inflammatory signals, tiny changes in circulation, tiny wear in the tissues that help you focus, track detail, and tolerate light. Blueberries fit into this conversation because they are a compact source of protective compounds that support resilience. They are also practical. Frozen wild blueberries are easy to keep on hand, and they can be just as useful as fresh. In some cases, they may even be more convenient because you always have them available. That matters, because the best routine is the one you can actually repeat, not the one that sounds impressive for 3 days and then disappears. How do you use them? About 1/3 to half a cup 45 minutes before bed is a solid amount. And here is the important detail. Try not to combine them with dairy right away. Many people make the mistake of turning every healthy fruit into a yogurt parfait at night. A lighter pairing often makes more sense. Let the fruit do its job. Number 3 is papaya. Now we are getting into one of the most underrated fruits for a bedtime eye routine. Papaya brings together vitamin C, beta-carotene, water, and digestive ease in a way that is genuinely useful. And when people talk about the eyes, they often forget something simple. Eye comfort is not just about one isolated nutrient. It is also about inflammation, hydration, tissue support, and how efficiently your body is handling what you eat. Papaya helps because it is rich, but not overly heavy. It provides carotenoids that support healthy vision, while also delivering antioxidants that can help the body manage everyday oxidative stress. For people dealing with dry eyes, tired eyes, or that vague sense that everything looks a little duller than it used to, papaya deserves more attention than it gets. There is also a practical reason I like papaya in this kind of script. It works well in the evening when eaten ripe and at room temperature. Cold fruit can be refreshing, but when something is too chilled, People often rush through it or combine it with other foods that make the routine less intentional. A simple bowl of ripe papaya before bed feels easy, calming, and sustainable. How do you use it? 1 cup of ripe papaya cubes about an hour before bed is a good place to start. And here's the pro tip. Add a small squeeze of lime. Not because it is fancy, but because it brightens the flavor and can make the habit much easier to stick with over time. Consistency matters more than perfection. Number 2 is Goji Berries. These tiny red berries have been associated with eye support for a very long time, and they are especially interesting because of their zeaxanthin content. Zeaxanthin is one of those compounds people hear about and then forget, but it matters because it is concentrated in parts of the eye involved in central vision. In plain English, this means it may help support the exact area people depend on for reading, recognizing faces, and seeing detail clearly. A lot of adults notice that fine detail is what starts slipping first. Labels feel smaller, menus look dimmer, faces across a room are less crisp. That is when people start realizing that eye health is not just about avoiding disease. It is about protecting quality of life. It is about confidence. It is about independence. Goji berries are not usually eaten fresh in many places, but dried goji berries are easy to find and simple to use. The key is not to think of them as candy. Think of them as a functional bedtime food. Small, concentrated, and purposeful. How do you use them? 2 tablespoons of dried goji berries, soaked in warm water for 10 minutes before eating, is a very practical approach that softens them and makes them easier to enjoy. And here is the pro tip. Do not overdo the portion. More is not always better. The power of a good routine is not excess. It is repeatability. And finally, number 1. The best fruit to eat before bed for healthy eyes is watermelon. Yes, watermelon. Not because it is the trendiest. Not because it sounds exotic. And not because it promises anything magical. It is number 1 because it addresses several of the most common issues behind tired, dry, stressed eyes all at once: hydration, circulation support, antioxidant protection, and comfort. Let us start with the obvious. Watermelon is mostly water. That matters more than people think. Your tear film, the delicate moisture layer that helps protect the surface of your eyes, depends on hydration. When hydration slips, your eyes often let you know quickly. They burn more easily, they feel gritty, they get tired faster. Vision can even seem less stable. And the problem is worse for people who sleep in dry rooms, use screens late, take certain medications, or simply do not drink enough during the day. But hydration is only the beginning. Watermelon also contains lycopene, a red carotenoid with antioxidant properties, along with vitamin C and other supportive compounds. That combination makes it more than just a sweet summer snack. It becomes a strategic evening fruit that may help your body protect vulnerable tissues from the daily burden of oxidative stress. Then there is circulation. Healthy eyes rely on healthy blood flow. Nutrients have to be delivered. Waste products have to be cleared. If circulation is not robust, tissues do not thrive the way they should. Watermelon contains citrulline, especially in the lighter part near the rind, and that matters because citrulline can support nitric oxide pathways involved in blood vessel function. In simple terms, it may help your body support smoother circulation, and that is exactly what delicate eye tissues appreciate during overnight recovery. Now think about the pattern so many people live with. They push through the day with too much screen time, not enough water, inconsistent meals, and dry indoor air. By evening, their eyes feel strained. By morning, they still feel off. And the cycle repeats. Watermelon is not a cure-all, but it fits beautifully into interrupting that pattern because it is refreshing, easy to digest in a reasonable portion, and supportive on multiple levels at once. How do you use it? 1 to 2 cups of seedless watermelon about 45 minutes before bed is a smart range for most people. And here is the pro tip that almost nobody uses. Eat some of the pale flesh close to the rind, too. That lighter section is where more citrulline tends to be found. You do not need to eat the tough outer rind, but do not stop at the bright red center if your goal is function, not just flavor. There is one more reason watermelon earns that top spot. A lot of people can be talked into eating blueberries for a few nights. Some will try kiwi once. A few will order goji berries online and forget about them a week later. But watermelon is approachable. It is familiar. It is easy to enjoy. And that matters because the most effective healthy habit is the one you will actually keep. The eyes do not benefit from occasional bursts of effort nearly as much as they benefit from steady support. And let me be clear about something else. This is not about claiming that one fruit will reverse years of neglect overnight. That is not how the body works. Your eyes are affected by blood sugar control, sleep quality, screen habits, medication, hydration, sunlight exposure, smoking, overall diet, and underlying health conditions. But when people start supporting several of those areas at once, the small wins often begin to add up. Less dryness, better comfort in the morning, less strain at the end of the day, more stable focus. Those changes matter. That is why I like talking about bedtime so much. Nighttime is when people finally stop rushing. It is the easiest part of the day to improve, because it usually takes only 1 or 2 changes to turn a careless evening into a restorative one. A better fruit choice, less screen glare, a little more water earlier in the evening, a little more consistency. Those are simple moves, but simple does not mean unimportant. So if you have been looking for the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy eyes, start with watermelon. Use it intentionally and give the routine a fair chance to work. Then, if you want variety through the week, rotate in papaya, blueberries, kiwi, mango, goji berries, and oranges so your eyes are getting a broader mix of supportive nutrients rather than the exact same input every night. And here's the question I want you thinking about tonight. If your eyes felt calmer, clearer, and less tired tomorrow morning, what would that change for you first? Would reading feel easier? Would driving at night feel less stressful? Would you spend less time squinting at your phone, your tablet, or the television? Sometimes that answer is what gives people the motivation to finally protect their vision before it forces their attention. One final detail. Whatever fruit you choose, slow down when you eat it. Chew it well. Put the phone down. Let your body register that the day is ending. Stress affects sleep, and sleep affects repair. If you race through your bedtime routine with bright screens, tension, and distraction, even good habits lose some of their power. A calm evening helps your whole system shift into recovery mode, and your eyes are part of that system too, every single night while you are sleeping. Now, before we wrap up, there are 5 bedtime fruit rules you need to hear, because without these, even good fruit choices can be used the wrong way. Rule 1. Do not bury your fruit under a heavy dessert. If your evening fruit comes swimming in syrup, whipped cream, or a mountain of added sugar, you are changing the whole metabolic picture. Keep it simple. Rule 2. Give yourself a little space from large meals. Eating fruit right after a huge dinner often leaves people feeling too full, too uncomfortable, and less likely to repeat the routine. A gap helps. Rule 3. Include a small amount of healthy fat when the fruit is rich in carotenoids. A few nuts or seeds can help your body make better use of those compounds. Rule 4. Do not eat so late that digestion interferes with sleep. The goal is to support sleep, not disrupt it. For most people, 45 to 90 minutes before bed is a strong window. Rule 5. Stay consistent. The real power is not in eating one perfect bowl of fruit and expecting a miracle by sunrise. The power is in giving your eyes steady support night after night. So let us bring this all together. If your eyes have been feeling dry, tired, blurry, or simply older than the rest of you, do not assume you are powerless. Your body is always responding to what you repeatedly give it. And when you choose the right foods at the right time, you may be helping your eyes in ways that go far beyond what most people expect. Imagine waking up and your eyes feel more comfortable. Imagine less dryness, less strain, and more confidence when you read, drive, or look at the people you love. That is what this conversation is really about. Not chasing perfection. Protecting clarity, comfort, and independence. I want to hear from you now. Out of all the fruits on this list, which one are you most likely to try tonight? Leave it in the comments below. And if this helped you, share it with someone who has been struggling with tired or blurry eyes. This is Dr. Arthur Mark. Take good care of your eyes.